welcome to A Game of Two Halves, a production brought to you by third-year sports journalism students from the University of South Wales. I'm your host, James Dow, and will be supplying you with all the sporting news from South Wales. Watch us as we dive into bodybuilding. A forgotten world champion cyclist and a rugby player and aspiring journalist will be joining us in studio. But first up, it's this week's headlines. Wales women qualified for their first ever major tournament after beating the Republic of Ireland 3-2 over two legs. Goals from Hannah Kane and Carrie Jones will see Rhian Wilkinson's side travel to Switzerland next summer. Tane Basham will go on to make his 100th appearance for the Dragons in the European Challenge Cup campaign at home to Montpellier on Friday. Keeping up with the Dragons, flanker Ollie Griffiths announced that he is retired from professional rugby following a diagnosis of a rare condition of a tumour on his spine. We will now explore the life of Lee Schott, a bodybuilder who recently competed in the Physical Culture Association World Championships. This is Seren Nelson with the report.
Lee Schott, a name that's quickly making waves in the world of bodybuilding, but his story isn't just one of sheer muscle. It's about passion, art, and a journey that's only just begun.
It's my first year of competing, and to be sixth in the world after just 4 competitions is, well, it's still haven't sunk in, to be honest. I'm still going through my normal routine as if I haven't done anything, you know. But yeah, it's a great achievement. My parents are proud of me. My friend and my family helped me along the way. They're all proud of me. So, but from a young age, I've always, like I said, aspired to be in great condition, great shape, just like the you know, the cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid. You know, I used to look up to them. So yeah, that's been my inspiration.
He has not only become a world-class bodybuilder, but also a creator in his own right. A powerhouse in the gym, but his journey is about more than just the physical. He's also a very gifted artist. For Lee, bodybuilding and painting are two sides of the same coin. Both are forms of self-expression. Both demand focus, patience, and an understanding of the human form. Bodybuilders help shape the superheroes we see in comics today and in the past. Their shape came from an imagery of the kinds of men that signified strength and power, which then correlates into young minds. Which is exactly what happened.
From a young age, I always liked drawing. I always liked superhero things, and I always aspired. You know, it's quite a strange thing because the shapes of superheroes and things like that, I think, are translated to this bodybuilding thing. Just heroic looking figures, you know. So, but yeah, it started off with animation and drawing, and it went on to painting then. And I've had a couple of exhibitions around UK, museums and galleries, been in a few magazines, the radio, so it's worked out well.
Self-expression comes in many different forms, from writing to tattoos, music, art, or even sports, two of which perfectly describe Lee. And while bodybuilding is at the front of his self-expression, he also has another form. Art.
Again, it's something I just enjoyed. I never really done it for a purpose, really. I just something not enjoyed, but something a form of expression to sort of get a voice out. I think it's important for some people to sort of try and express themselves. Sometimes words can't express how you feel, so drawing, painting, perfect.
We now go to the University of South Wales Treforest campus, where Seren Nelson sat down with Joshua Bullock, team principal and aeronautical engineering student, to talk about choosing universities and a motorsport society.
Choosing a university is hard to make sure you like and will enjoy the course, but also the location. So trying to choose a perfect location, especially far away from home, makes it even harder.
It was a random one day. USW came up on my UCAS when I was looking at universities. It was very different, the location was very different, and I kind of made the decision to come and visit the uni one day.
Motorsport is all over the world, including South Wales. University students from the University of South Wales have a place to meet people with the same passion and make a team out of it too.
Oh, so USW Racing, it was presented to me in first year. I avoided the team because I had prioritised my studies. However, later on I joined the team. I had about former student. I really decided to get involved. So it's very hands-on in the mechanical, but also the design part of the team. The main kind of thing is the management of the team, making sure everyone meets their deadlines, everyone's got a task. I kind of structure the department leads, making sure they're keeping on time and helping them if they have any questions or if they need a hand with anything. But I'm very heavily admin and kind of seeing the finances of the team and making sure everything's tip-top shape.
If this feels like something you're interested in and would like to join, just message any of the socials with USW_bracing and you'll find.
What would happen if a family member of yours was a world champion? Would you want people to know? Well, that's exactly what the Linton family feel like. Our reporter Seren Nelson went through their old home footage to showcase what his life would have looked like.
In the late 19th century, when cycling was still in its infancy, one man stood above the rest, Arthur Linton, a Welsh cyclist who would go on to become a world champion. Born in 1868, Linton rose from the humble beginnings of Somerset, then moved to Aberystwyth to achieve what few could only dream of, a champion not just in his country, but on the international stage. In 1896, Arthur Linton made history when he won the Paris-Brest-Paris race, the world's toughest cycling competition at the time. It was a grueling 1,200 kilometres spanning more than 700 miles. He completed it in a time of 52 hours and 40 minutes, a remarkable achievement in the sport's early days. But that wasn't the end. In 1897, Linton went on to win the World Professional Road Championships, a title that made him a global sensation. He was, for a time, the fastest cyclist in the world. Linton's life was tragically cut short when he passed away in 1898 at the age of just 30. His impact on cycling was undeniable. His triumphs paved the way for the future generations of cyclists. While Arthur may no longer be with us, his family wants his legacy to live on, to help inspire riders who chase the same dream of victory, speed and endurance. Arthur was honoured with a blue plaque in recognition of his remarkable achievements in cycling, celebrating his legacy as one of the sport's earliest pioneers. This blue plaque is now placed on his old home in Aberystwyth with a green plaque describing his history and legacy. So Arthur Linton, a Welsh legend who became world champion and changed the course of cycling forever.
Now joining me in the studio is rugby player and student studying journalism and communications, Holly Baker. So Holly, thank you for joining me. First things first, obviously you study journalism at university. What got you into that in the first place?
I think it was sort of my love for sport actually in the first place, that I sort of, as visiting sports games, I could see the TV coverage of it, and I always sort of was inspired to go be that person in front of the camera and report on the things that I love, especially, like I said, as a rugby player. Rugby is probably the ideal way to go. But yeah, I was sort of inspired by my love of sport and my love of writing about it.
As you said, a big rugby player and playing for the likes of Cardiff Regionals. How was that experience for you?
A dream come true. I know that's a cliche thing to say, but from watching Cardiff as a very sort of young girl, I think I was probably about 5 or 6 when I first started going to the games. You always dream of being that person on the pitch, and as a woman, it's a bit more difficult, I would say, in terms of female role models, because we didn't have that many. I always was watching the men on the field, but that didn't sort of stop me. I was still very much inspired to be that person on the field and be like, okay, yeah, I want to do this and I want to play. So I had an insight into what professionalism and professional rugby was about, compared to obviously your club level rugby. But yeah, I was definitely inspired to take it further.
And in terms of what would you say has been your biggest achievement so far in the sport?
I was involved in the Wales under-18s sort of training setup, which was, once again, dream come true. Like, playing for your home country is all that sort of a young rugby player sort of dreams about. So I'd say that was pretty much a really big achievement for me, and I felt like all my hard work that I put in at that point had, resulted in something good. I also won the National Cup with my club team, which was also a massive achievement because we had worked really hard and we pushed through all the rubbish that we went through in the stages. And to come out with that achievement at the end felt quite rewarding. Yeah.
You've also been coached by Alice Jenkins.
Yes.
How have you found that experience?
So obviously Alice is coach for Cardiff University, and as a back row particularly, it's the perfect person. All the technical skills, all the all his accolades are there, and it is the perfect person to coach you. He's just such a good role model for especially young rugby players, because he does everything right, and he is, if you ever need the answers to anything in rugby, he's the guy to go to. But yeah, definitely inspiring, I would say.
Would you say then, in looking at the national team this year, they haven't had the best autumn internationals? Are you thinking that maybe by the time the Six Nations comes around, they'll be able to fix the issues that they've had?
That's a hard question, and everybody tries to answer it. And obviously, there's 3-point-something million people in Wales who think they know the answer. I can't say for sure whether it'll be better by the Six Nations, but I know for a fact that the boys we have on the field are coming from good teams, and they are excellent rugby players put together. You know, Warren Gatland, lots of people have mixed opinions about him. We did well with him in the first place. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, because he has a proven record of being good. But I think there are deeper systematic problems than just the players on the field. But people need to keep supporting them and keep showing up for them. And with the right coaching, with the right people around them, I think, yeah, we've got the talent to do well.
Thank you, Holly. Seren Nelson was joined at the US Sports Park with Matt Priest and Max Drinkwater-James in a rugby rivalry quiz. Let's see who wins.
Hello and welcome to the Wales v England rivalry rugby quiz. I'm joined with Max and Matt. What decade did the rivalry between England and Wales start?
70s.
No.
Oh.
50s.
No. One more guess each.
80s.
Nope.
1870s.
1880s.
Oh,
Close.
Who was the first team to top the World Rugby rankings?
New Zealand.
Nope.
England.
Yep. What are the nicknames for both England and Welsh squads?
Oh, the roses.
Close, very close.
Red roses.
Yeah, and who's the Welsh?
Daffodils.
Nope. Do you know the
The three feathers.
Nope. The Red Dragons.
Oh, well, that's what
Which statue in Cardiff is considered to be the greatest player?
Gareth Edwards.
Yep. Which previous English player holds the record for the most test points?
Johnny Wilkinson.
Nope.
Oh. Owen Farrell.
Yep. Does Wales or England have the most Lions captains, and how many?
Oh, you had
Wales.
Yep. How many?
4.
Close.
Oh.
5.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to do that.
One of the oldest international rugby competitions in the world. What is it?
Six Nations.
Yeah. What was the Six Nations originally called?
The Four Nations.
Nope. Before that.
5 Nations.
Nope. Before that.
3 Nations.
Before that. The Home Nations Championship. Okay. Can you name all the stadiums played in the Six Nations?
Oh.
Oh.
No, I can't.
Prince Park Stadium.
Yep.
The Allianz Stadium.
Yep.
Murrayfield.
Yep.
The Viva.
Yep.
What's the one? The Parc de France.
Yep.
And what's the winning one called? Oh, it's the Olympic Stadium in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Get in.
What nation won the last Six Nations?
Oh, Ireland.
Yeah. Who is credited for inventing rugby?
Webb Ellis.
Yeah. What is given to the youngest player on the British and Irish Lions squad from the older players to try to mess with them?
Is it the lion?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
I
cuddly
can't
lion.
remember the name of it.
Who did Alan Wynne-Jones share a room with on the British and Irish Lions tour in 2021?
No idea.
English player currently on the squad.
Maro Itoje.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems like England won that quiz, so well done, Matt.
Thank you.
And thank you both for joining.
That is all we have time for this show, but here is a quick look at what's to come next time.
And it is pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go. COVID hit, and then, I was furloughed by Tata, and therefore I had 8-9 months of just doing absolutely nothing. So I thought I would invest fully into my sim racing commentary. And
Esports Wales compete in several tournaments across multiple video games, including...
My name is Callum Cox. I do football coaching and performance at USW, and I also play for their men's third team.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.